Oh my God, I'm dying. I was just thinking back to the infancy of your career, and I know that people look at you and think, well, somehow it was easy for her.
Well, you know, I look back on it and I think, man, I moved from St. Louis where I was a school teacher, and I had a bunch of tapes, and I thought, I'm just going to go out to LA and see what happens. All I would say is that what seemed like an overnight success, my first album didn't even come out until I was almost 30.
Oh, really?
In the rock and roll world. I can remember meeting Taylor Swift on an airplane, and she was literally a teenager, and I was like old enough to be her mom. So, yeah, and I've been really lucky. I've had now, God, I hate to even say it.
Say it.
I'm getting ready to turn 60. So, there, I said it.
How did that feel coming off your tongue?
You know those little bumps you get on the side of your tongue that are like a little canker sore or whatever? That's what it feels like. No, I mean, yeah, I don't love it, but you know, I have to say, I'm really at this point in my life, I am happy.
But the soundtrack to Sheryl's life hasn't always been so upbeat. In 2006, she battled breast cancer and navigated a disappointing breakup with Lance Armstrong. But on the other side, at 45, paved her own path to motherhood through adoption.
Did you always want kids?
I just never didn't think I would have kids. But you know, there's one thing about a woman and the biological clock. You know, we get blamed a lot for the demises of relationships. And I remember my last relationship crumbling largely because that is what I wanted. I didn't want to be somebody's girlfriend and raise their kids. I didn't want to be a stepmom and not be made a wife and a mom. You know, it's sort of like being in a relationship with someone, but being also the babysitter, but not getting to be the real parent. And yeah, that did crumble that relationship. And when I came out of it, it was my mom, and I came out of it and also had breast cancer and went through that. And it was my mom who said, why don't you just get a surrogate and get some sperm? And I mean, my head is like exploding. Like, what did she just say? Like, just have my own babies? What? But it was that. It was her saying, look, you know what? If you adopt, we are his community or her community.
With her kids now 14 and 11, Sheryl is taking time to reflect. She's currently filming a documentary, one that unearthed a troubling time in life when she says a music executive sexually harassed her.
Well, you know, one of the things I hadn't really talked about was my experience with being sexually harassed on the Michael Jackson tour. It is one of those things where we've come so far, but yet we've barely gotten our feet in the room yet. You know, we've got one foot, and it's you know, it's emotional to talk about.
Do you feel like you're healed from that, Sheryl?
Yeah, I mean, I do, certainly. But, you know, it's creepy when you talk about it. And, you know, part of it is the secrecy of not being able to tell anybody for fear of getting fired. But yeah, I do. I mean, I feel healed from it. I felt like I didn't feel like the person that I was before going into that, because I was very naive. I was raised to believe that if you're a good person and if you work hard, all good things happen.
And these days, good things are happening. Sheryl is back on the road, but more importantly, enjoying what she calls the cool honor and wonder of getting to raise her boys.
Something really changed after the cancer episode and getting my kids. And, you know, if I never got to sing another song, I would still feel the joy that I feel right now. And to be able to say, you know what, I love my life. It's a great place to be.
She does love her life. And she also said, I asked her if she was open to love, because you never know, you know, at this point. And she said, it's complicated because I have 2 kids and the person would have to fit in with our family. But she said, I'm always open. I mean, I love her. She's turning 60. She's a happy person. Like,
it's a side of Sheryl Crow I'd never seen before.
Yeah.
I just like she's so candid. It was like just too... This is what I like about the podcast. It's just being a fly in the room, listening to a good conversation with Hoda and someone incredible.
She was really.
I love those podcast microphones.
Yeah, everything
like
sounds so good. The voices.
So great.
I'm going deep. They're into the audio technology, but that's fine. There's something for everyone.
ASMR.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're going to have much more with Sheryl Crow. You're going to have more on the fourth hour as well. And by the way, for that full conversation, fantastic audio and all, check out the Making Space podcast. The QR code's there at the bottom of the screen. You can also search for it on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
She's also one of our best songwriters.
Yes.
Yeah.
She's like a prolific songwriter, brilliant songwriter.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Find your favorite recipes, celebrity interviews, uplifting stories, shop our favorite deals, and so much more with the Today app. Download it now.